Hello, everyone. Today, we are going to be talking about the movie Shrek. Shrek. Yep, that's what we're going to be talking about. So, what do I think overall of Shrek? Well, I'm going to tell you now. I think it's got a lot of problems. It's got a lot of things that bring it down, but overall, still a good film, I would say. Still worth revisiting. Still enjoyable, absolutely. Iconic scenes, good interactions overall. But yeah, some things that bring it down. So I'm gonna give it a, maybe I don't know, like at least a 7, probably. Yeah, I don't know, at least a 7, and then maybe I don't know. My mind is going back and forth whether it should be slightly higher, or slightly lower than a 7. But yeah, so let's get into it. First off, what do I like that's good? Well, I really like the interactions. The wit, for the most part, all throughout the show is pretty amusing. I, enjoy the Shrek and Donkey interactions. They have good times. They do also have some problems, but I'll get into that later. But and yeah, just I don't know. Overall, whenever someone's talking, it's usually, I don't know, it feels slightly above average, and it's kind of, I think that's in part, maybe it's the writing. I think it's a combination of the writing and, I don't know, solid voice acting, I suppose. I don't know. Yeah, I don't know. It's kind of hard to nail down which it is, but I don't know. I think the voice acting is good, probably. I like all the characters. No one stands out to me as like bad voice acting or bad. I get a lot of bad lines from this individual or whatever. It's all pretty meshes well together. I think the lines and the interactions and the writing and the dialogue and the voice actors. I think it all goes well. I would say. Yeah, and so that makes for a pretty, in general, I am at least, engaged to amused, on the whole. Which am I more often? One second. This song is really exciting. On the whole, which am I more often? I don't know. Maybe somewhere in between engaged and amused, like, cause it's not always great, or whatever. In terms of like, what's being said and the interactions being had, but it holds my attention, and I don't know. But yeah, I don't know. I'd say on the whole, it's probably somewhere in between amused and engaged most of the time. And certain lines are more amusing, and certain lines are just more bland and just bare bones engaging or whatever. Not bad or anything, just not special or significant or like yeah, I don't really do much. Yeah, that's what I'd say. And so yeah, that's kind of like the interactions, writing, and all that. Love the look and the feel, the aesthetic, the vibe of this movie. Oh my gosh, what a vibe! Like that makes this, oh no, it makes this film iconic for me. Just kind of from that already, just because it's, I don't know. I love the look it has. Kind of makes me think of a Dark Souls 2 a little bit ish, and I know that's like, it's not a it's kind of a weird. I mean, they both take place in medieval times, so that's not a huge jump. It's kind of a weird thing. But I don't know, just it's like slightly, a little. I don't know. This is probably just medieval vibes in general, but so maybe talking about it isn't worth doing. But whatever. I don't know. I like has a, like, kind of dark, kind of, not exactly gloomy, but like just, I don't know, just not very kind of raw, combined with, like, I don't know, aesthetically pleasing, nice looking, kind of beautiful almost, maybe, like these dull colors and looks, and like, and that combined with, it's still very pleasing and aesthetic, visually exciting, and like, wow, there's a lot going on here and I really like it, and that kind of thing. I think that's me trying to put into words what I like about the look. Yeah, and and it's specific. It's unique about the first Shrek film because I feel like the ones after don't capture that vibe at all. They take place in they still take place in the medieval world, I guess, but like it's a lot more. I don't know. It feels a lot more. I need water. It feels a lot more. I don't know. Like this probably isn't the right word, but like poppy, kind of, or like I hope you get what I'm saying. Like just kind of I don't know, more. This is not the right word, but lighthearted. That's not the right word, but maybe you can get like just not so medieval feeling, not so Dark Souls 2 feeling where it's like I don't know, everything's feels a lot more like a it just takes place in a medieval world, but it doesn't really have much of a medieval aesthetic, I'd say. It still has a little bit, but it's a bit more. It's a bit more. I don't know. It's more of a fun thing than a cool thing. Versus in Shrek, I'd say it's more of a cool thing, and not as much of a fun thing. But that's not a bad thing. I think that makes it kind of unique and cool because I don't know too many films that have this. I don't know this style that makes me think of like just kind of dark, but like still like it's not depressing at all, and it's I don't know. I hope you get what I'm saying, but yeah, I just really watching it again because I watched it, like I had to rewatch it. I don't know. Yeah, whatever. I rewatched it recently for this, and that might be obvious, but I don't know how obvious it was. Whatever. Yeah, and so I don't know. It just seems I don't know too many films that have this unique or have this sort of medieval Dark Souls 2-ish vibe to it. But yeah. So yeah, that's that. That's that. Anything else? I think all the characters are pretty good. I mean, like I don't know. I'm like it's kind of hard to like if I say all the characters are good. I want to preface. Well, not all of them are good. I want to talk about some of the bad things about some of these characters, but I feel like I want to separate this into two sections. So I'll just say, on the whole, most characters are good, and all that good stuff. I enjoy when most characters are on screen. I feel like these are characters. I'm engaged with what they're doing. That whole thing. Yeah. And then also just you got so many. This kind of goes back to like the wit, the writing, the dialogue, the voice acting or whatever. But so many, I don't know, not so many, but a fair amount of iconic scenes that are always, I don't know, you think Shrek and you think these scenes, or you can just, I don't know, kind of vividly recreate the scenes a little bit. At least I can. And I don't know. They just, I think that's cool. I think, and they're iconic because, I don't know, they're enjoyable, I guess, and they feel done in a special way that's entertaining. Like I don't know, examples. I feel like I could literally just talk about most scenes, I guess, but I don't think it's worth singling out that many scenes. I feel like you could just name a scene, and odds are good that it's going to be pretty iconic. I think that might be. I don't know exactly why I'm speculating here, but maybe that's why the whole Shrek Retold thing happened, where it was like I don't know if you know about Shrek Retold, but Shrek Retold is this fan created like remake of the movie where it was like done by just a huge number of people, and it was done in different art styles, and they just recreated the whole thing, but very interestingly. And so I think maybe that came about. Why is Shrek such a unique? Like thinking about it, while I like Shrek, I think it's a cool movie. I don't. It's a little. It's not obvious to me why it became so popular, or why it's so. I don't know. I feel like there's a lot of meme culture around it, or like just it's so. I don't know. It's got a lot of that. That I don't know. It just became so meme like people would meme it, and I don't know, just very popular. And again, I like it. Think it's got a lot of cool things about it, but I'm not like the only reason I could see it being so why it came out this way is maybe it has to do with the iconic scenes and in part some of the weirdness about it, but not there's not a lot of weirdness to it. But I don't know. It'd be interesting to like find out why is, I don't know, maybe it's probably not that complicated, but looking into, why did this become such a memed up movie or whatever? Like, why did this become so popular? I don't know. Some weird thoughts, but I think it probably has to do with iconic scenes and the interestingness of it. But yeah, I don't know. So that's that. Trying to think, is there anything? A lot of I think music doesn't. Some songs stand out to me, and on the whole, like, I don't know, like, I think music, and I don't think that the music in Shrek is like super. I don't know. That's not one of the things that comes first to my mind about what's so great about this film. However, when I like really start to like think, how is the music in Shrek? Like, there are a lot of, I don't know, moments involving songs that I think are like, oh, this, I love the way this was used, or that this really enhances the scene. Like, for the most, I mean, maybe not just a lot of, maybe even all. I don't know. Again, it's like, it's not something I think terribly about, but like, when I do think about it, like I'm trying to think if there's any scene where music was used and it really didn't make that much of a difference, but or it didn't add anything significant, but like each time I try and think of something that might be that, like, I'm thinking, actually this did add a ness to it that was like awesome. I love this. I like that this was here. And then there are definitely some standout, I don't know, like, it is kind of weird talking about it. It feels a little too subjective, but I don't know, just like short moments where they use like some pop songs that are kind of interesting, like the I'm on my way from misery, where they're doing that, like the 30-second long travel montage or whatever. Like, I like that, but it's kind of weird why it's so why it's even there. It's a little weird to think about. Or like the scene with Shrek and Fiona bonding over the weird guitar music. This is a little distracting. Yeah. Oh my gosh, that totally threw me off. Yeah, Shrek and Fiona bonding over the weird guitar music where it's like the I don't know, I hope you know what I'm talking about. Where it's like they're I don't know, they're just doing weird, gross things together, but they're having fun. Like, kind of a weird song. It works. It totally works. It's great. It gives me chills. Like, I don't know. It can give me chills a little bit. I don't know. It might be a little bit much, but yeah, I don't know. So all of that to say, music doesn't stand out to me at first, but when I think about it, I'm like, wow, they did do music good. But and so that adds slightly to it. It's kind of neat. Yeah. Anything else worth praising, commending? Feel like, I don't know, it has a kind of neat moral, I suppose, about the, don't judge people by the, don't judge a book by its cover. It's pretty fine. Yeah. Okay. Now let's get into the bad. I think, okay, I'm gonna tell you straight out of the gate. If you've seen my I don't actually know if I mentioned this. I think I used it as like a scene example, but in my conflicts in movie video, which was a long time ago, and I am not. It's a little painful to watch, but I think I used Shrek, sort of. I didn't explicitly mention it, I don't think, but one of the best examples of terrible conflicts in movies is this movie, with the whole like. How could he love such a, like, how could I, or, ugly and pretty don't go together, and that's why I can't be with Shrek, and then he's like, I can't believe she thinks I'm, and then they break up for like, I don't know, I want to say like, it's not that long, like 5-6 minutes maybe, I don't know, like from the moment the conflict occurs to the moment where Shrek reunites with Donkey. It's like at least 6 minutes, probably. So that's 6 minutes of just, because it's like, oh, this is only because of a stupid misunderstanding, and Shrek's being a jerk and annoying, and Fiona's like, what? And then you get I don't know, the mopey scene is, I don't know, it's got nice music, and it's got a nice mood to it, but it's only there because of a stupid uh, plot thing or whatever. So conflict, and again, it's not for that long, but when it always is so lame. It's so stupid. Each time I watch the movie, I'm just like, oh my gosh, okay, yeah, might as well just rewind this. I mean, fast forward to it, because I'm not getting anything from this. This is so pointless. But whatever. So that brings it down. Again, it's only 6 minutes, but each time it happens, it's so stupid, so lame. And then, what else is wrong? There's some, like, Shrek and Donkey's relationship, or whatever, is, like, kind of mixed. Like, on the whole, it's kind of nice to see Shrek warm up to Donkey, because, he's pretty clearly kind of annoying, gets on Shrek's nerves. But, like, they have moments of friendship or whatever where it's like, oh, this is kind of endearing. Shrek is a little bothered by Donkey, but, it's kind of, they get along. Shrek seems to enjoy his company. They're having good times on the whole, probably, even if Shrek is kind of a jerk to him a lot, or like, acts like he really doesn't like him and that he's really annoying. But, they have moments. But, like, and not to say that it's unwarranted necessarily, like, Donkey is annoying, but, like, I don't know, they just have some, like, off and on moments where Shrek is just totally not into Donkey and is not having it, and, like, I don't know, it's just kind of, their relationship feels a little weird, like, I don't know, like, it just feels a little maybe forced, like, how they start to warm up to each other, how Shrek gets along with Donkey. Like, Donkey getting along with Shrek is totally fine, that's just his nature, that's his character, whatever. But, like, Shrek establishes that, he doesn't really like Donkey. It seems like he more just feels bad about it and doesn't feel like dealing with him in a violent way or anything, so it's easier just to let him be there. But, like, I think that's kind of the vibe I get from, why Shrek lets Donkey hang around or whatever. But, like, there are enough moments where Shrek is kind of a jerk to Donkey, and it's just like, it just feels kind of awkward. I wish they would, like, I don't know. It brings it down slightly, makes it, and even if it is warranted, like, I could even see, I could see there being a case being made for, why Shrek is a jerk to Donkey and how it still works, given, what the film's trying to do. I could buy that. Because, I get, Shrek doesn't have any friends. He's lonely. No one's ever, been a friend with him. And so he's like, dealing with, first time weird feelings or whatever. I don't know, whatever. I could see someone justifying it. But even so, it's not always a pleasant thing to watch Shrek just, like, be very upset with Donkey or, like, not liking him. But, again, sometimes it's funny, like, whenever Donkey's singing or whatever, he's like, okay, you're going straight away to a smack butt on the bottom or something, and he's like, sorry. Like, that stuff is kind of, I don't know. Or, like, I don't know, stuff like that is fine. That's, like, pretty harmless and relatable or whatever. But, like, some examples being, like, when, I don't know, when they're having the talk about layers, or the onion layers talk, and Shrek is like, I don't know, he seems pretty upset with him, and then he just deals with it. I guess they get over it pretty dang quickly, but that's a little awkward. Or like the whole, yeah, when we get our swamp back, Shrek, it's gonna be great, and he's like, our swamp? You mean my swamp? It's not, there is no we, it's just me and my swamp. Like, I get it. It's, it's his character. He's alone and all that good stuff. But, like, and then he quickly, gets over and he's like, and then they have a tender moment or whatever. But I don't know, it just feels a little awkward. I don't really feel it. But I don't know. So like, that relationship kind of brings it down slightly. And then just overall, like, there's just some things that just feel a bit like, I don't know. I need to pause and think about it. So I just rewatched some of it, trying to get a feel for, what made it feel kind of less than stellar. And there's nothing super definitive about it. If I had to say something that maybe is a reason why it comes off as like slightly less than, perfect, or I mean, maybe more than slightly just like less than well crafted, is maybe it feels like a bit rushed. Like, I think it's reasonable to say like the amount of, and this is true of most movies where relationships happen or form or whatever, but like relationship between Fiona and Shrek feels a little maybe rushed. They're getting pretty, I don't know. It's not huge. It doesn't actually bother me that much, but it might be something. I don't know. I think it's just some things like maybe the moral feels a little bit too forced or whatever, with the whole don't they judge me before they even look at me or whatever. I don't know. Like, I don't know. These aren't actually like, I don't know that these are the problems. I'm just trying to figure out, why does this film, because I feel like the film does come off as like slightly maybe hastily made, or just not, even if like, let's say the problems I had with where the conflict didn't feel bad, and then Shrek was abusive to Donkey on a reasonable level or whatever, or whatever. Like, even if those things got fixed, I feel like there's still some aspects of this of Shrek that feel, I don't know, just slightly less than like well done, or like well crafted, and that's like a high standard. It's still great. I don't know, great is a strong word, but maybe great. It's still a good film at least. But like, I don't know, just some aspects of it make it feel a bit just not yeah, I don't know. I'm repeating myself, but maybe you get what I'm saying. Hopefully, I don't know. Maybe this just sounds a little too vague and weird, and I guess you just feel this way because you feel this way. I don't know. Whatever, but yeah, key takeaways. I still think it's like it's got a really neat look, vibe, aesthetic to it. It's got a lot of iconic scenes. It's got funny interactions and, humor like throughout. And it's, I can't say it's like the entire movie is like constantly 8 out of 10 level of entertainment. Like, a sizable amount is just, basic, and not all the jokes hit or whatever. Like, sometimes Donkey says something that's, not really funny, or maybe, I don't know, they say also there's a surprising amount of like kind of weird phrases or things like that feel kind of old and dated, and I think that, they were going for that, because it takes place in medieval times. But I don't know. I don't. Some of the phrases fly over me, and I don't totally get them. But I don't know. That's a minor thing though. That's not a huge detractor or whatever. I don't know. It's just, point is, it's on the whole, it's yeah, like I said before, it's somewhere in between engaging and fairly amusing. Like but and it it does have scenes that are like fairly amusing, and it does have scenes that are just blank, not like just fine. It does have scenes that are just fine, and yeah. So, but again, that's picked up by the whole cool aesthetic, cool vibe, all that good stuff that adds to it, makes it it's very pleasant to watch. But yeah, I feel like I'm just I'm just going over everything I said. I think it really is, the biggest con is just the last third of the film or whatever. I'm not even the third, maybe the last quarter of the film just feels so like I just get totally taken out. And like even the resolution where it's like Donkey's like, she wasn't talking about you, she was talking about somebody else. Where it's like, and he's like, Shrek just gets totally back on board. He's like, she was? Oh, well, who? And then I don't know, they just get back together way too easily after their initial breakup or whatever. I don't know. And then yeah, it just feels too, the ending just really brings it down. If that wasn't there, maybe this would be an 8 out of 10. But yeah, it's still very iconic, still very worth revisiting. But yeah, it's got things I don't like about it. So I don't know. It probably is closer to a 7.25 than a 6.75 or something. So yeah, I'd say it's on the positive end of a 7 out of 10. So yeah, I don't know if there's that's how I feel about it. I'm trying to find the stop button.